Before we start getting into this video, let's talk about what happened to my hair. So, as you can see, I have no hair anymore compared to what I used to have. I mean, you might have not been able to recognize it that much because it was longer and you weren't able to see the length of my hair in frame. But yeah, I got a haircut, and for a while it's gonna be just like up, because when you ask, she's like, what? When your hairdresser asks, oh, do you like long layers? And you say yes, you don't expect layers that are at the awkward, like, growing out bang stage. So yeah, she cut off way more than I wanted, but I mean, doesn't that always happen when you come in with like, oh, I just want to trim, and she chops off like, I don't know, 7-8 inches of your hair and gives you awkward length layers that I don't even know what to say, that it just, everything ages you backwards like 5 years. I feel like right now this is like, I need to wash my hair tonight, so when it's like naturally super curly, you know, I went from looking like I was 22 to like I was 17 again, so that's always fun. So yeah, that's the story of that. Of course my hair is super healthy. All the dead is practically cut off, so that's the bride side. All my old dye is off, so I feel like my hair looks really dark because I did have like a darker, almost dark blonde coloring to the ends, but that's not why you're here. Let's move on to the portion of the video. So my makeup inventory is actually pretty realistic. I mean, the number is a little higher than I would like monetary wise. It means, like, just thinking of the number kind of tells me I have kind of expensive taste, and I realized that as I was like writing each and every item down. But I'm not going to tell you each and every item. I'm going to go how many I have in each category and the monetary value, and then I'm going to add up everything at the end and tell you that, and like how much an item is worth in my collection. So yeah, this is going to be a more realistic, and by realistic I know nobody has as much makeup as I do in a normal world, but I feel like this is a realistic makeup collection for people who are on YouTube. And I've decluttered a lot, so yikes. I wonder how much monetary stuff I've lost by just decluttering, but I'm not going to think about that in this video. Alright, I have it all written down in this notebook, and we're just going to jump right in with the numbers. Alright, so I'm going to go category by category and tell you how many items I have and then how much that category is worth. So to start off with setting sprays, I only have one setting spray. It is a drugstore setting spray, that's why it is at $4.99 for my whole category of setting sprays. I'm really happy with that, I guess. I'm not a big setting spray user. I definitely used to be back when I had really bad acne and acne scars, so I really needed my foundation to last all day or I'd be really insecure. My skin has gotten a lot better. I find that I don't quite need setting sprays as much as I used to, so yeah, if I ever need a setting spray, I'd probably either just buy a drugstore one or a travel size one, and I'd be happy with that. Foundations, I have 6 foundations in this category, and the total for these 6 foundations is $233. And as I look at what foundations I have, I definitely have a higher taste for foundations, again just because I have had a lot of problematic skin in the past, so I need foundations that are gonna stay put all day, and I just found that higher end foundations are the ones that are quite for me. I haven't found a drugstore one that I've really been happy with, so I do have a lot of high ends, therefore I do have a higher category. So yeah, I have my perfect 3. I'm looking at this and I know what 3 I would love to have always on me at all times, and I have those 3. I'm gonna use to work all of them out because, you know, if you have them forever they will go bad, but I know that the 3 that I have here are all high end and are stuff that I'm gonna be repurchasing for a very long time until I find the next one that I love. For concealers, I also have 6 concealers in here, and the total for concealers is $114.09. Again, in this category, I have my perfect 3. One of them is a drugstore one, so that's great. And kind of weeding out everything else, I think I have my perfect 3 in this one as well. And I don't know why, like 3 is just like a perfect number for me. An under eye one, and then 2 like spot concealer ones, and then one of them could be like for all over the face, and that is the drugstore one. But you know, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I don't always want to use them. I guess I can bring that down to 2, but we'll see. Yeah, a little more blobbering, but that's how many I have. And then for powders, no surprise, I also have 6. It's funny how like foundations, concealers, and powders, I have 6, 6, and 6, and that is like a demonic number. And you know, I'm just an evil person, I guess, because I did. Let's not talk about that. So I have 6 powders. I really only need 2 or 3, truthfully, and I know one of them in here is like a staple, and that is the Maybelline Fit Me. I've been using that for years and years and years, and it's just like a great powder just to set all over your face. It's from the drugstore, so it's affordable. So I'd have that one, a translucent one, and then my Hourglass powders. I really love to use that underneath my eyes, so those would be like my perfect 3 again. So yeah, so $176.79 is the worth for all my powders. Moving on to bronzers, we're sticking with faces, like face products for a little bit, because that's the order that I ended up calculating everything. It was just easier for me like that. For bronzers, I have 4 bronzers, and the total amount of those 4 bronzers is $160. Now these are all high-end bronzers. I don't have any drugstore ones. I haven't tried any drugstore ones that I like, and bronzers take me a long time to use, so ideally I'd only have 1 bronzer, but you know, that might take me like 3 to 4 years to get down. Like I only go through like a bronzer a year, if that. It might take me 2 years to go through a bronzer, so you know, I'm not going to be trying out any new bronzers anytime soon. For blush, this is a category I thought I would have more in, but I guess I don't. I only have 10 blushes, 10 actual blushes. I guess technically I would have 12 blush colors because one of them is a blush palette, but I did just count the whole thing as 1. And for blushes, my total amount is $299. 10 blushes is a lot. I'm happy because I have variety, but I know 10 blushes is gonna take eons and eons to go through. And but I also feel like I have a really good variety of all my colors, so it's not like I'm looking to add anything, just because I know how long it actually takes to go through a blush. So 10 blushes, just want to get that number down, not looking to add any. And I mean, I say that because I'm just like maybe after my no buy year, but truthfully not really. Highlighters, I have 7 actual individual highlighters that retails all of them for $140. I don't need that. 7 I think is a lot, and I really don't have 7. I technically have 9, but they're in highlighter palettes and highlight contour palettes, and that's like its own separate category that I'm gonna get into. But 7 is a lot. I don't use that much. I really only need like 2, maybe 3. But I'd be happy with just 2, so I have a lot of work to do to get that down to 2. For the highlight and contour kits, I only have 2. They retail for $70, both of them. And as soon as I finish them, I'm probably not going to repurchase them, just because I'm not a big fan of like the palettes that have highlights and contours, because a lot of time they try to like, you know, fit towards everybody's skin tones, and then you have 3/4 of the palette not working out for you. So yeah, moving on to eyeshadows. For eyeshadow primer, I just have 1, and it is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, so that is $4.99, and I'm really happy with it. It performs, to my like standards, it performs the same as the Urban Decay primer potion, so the Wet n Wild one is definitely one I'm just gonna constantly be repurchasing until like they get away with it, or do away with it, just because, you know, why spend like what, $22, $24 on an Urban Decay primer potion, which is my eyeshadow base primer of choice for years and years, when I could just buy a Wet n Wild one and only spend $5. So that is that. I'm really good when it comes to eyeshadow primers. I don't know why you need more than 1, but you know, whatever. And I know a lot of people's favorite like categories when listening to makeup inventories is like the eyeshadow portion, but I'm just gonna say, like, I have a realistic like collection. Like, I don't have that many. And in the way that I say realistic is that yes, I might have more than the average human being that doesn't watch YouTube on this planet, but in comparison to everybody on the YouTube like beauty side, beauty aspect community, I definitely have the more realistic one when I start seeing everyone's collections, because I don't do this as a job. I don't get some PR. You know, I was obsessed with it, but never to the point where I had like 30 eyeshadow palettes and all of this stuff. So for eyeshadow palettes, I actually only have 7. I only have 7 eyeshadow palettes, and 2 of these eyeshadow palettes are like the Naked Basics that only has 5 eyeshadows or 6 eyeshadows, not like 12 or like 16 or whatever. So for 7 eyeshadow palettes, which I did include like the little ones also, so I only have 7. I only have 7, and it's $315. And I know some people's like eyeshadow palettes category can get almost to the thousands or like even more, and I'm just like, girl, you're never gonna get through all of those unless like they go crazy and like give it away, but it's like so that's just astonishing to me at least. But when it comes to singles, I guess it does beat out that category. I have 29 eyeshadow singles retailing for $389, and I did include like my 1 cream eyeshadow, my 1 full-size pigment in this category, and then individual eyeshadows that like I've put in palettes, like that's in this category. So I have 29, but if I were to divide 29 by like 12, like I could do this. It's like 2 palettes and some extra singles. I was about to get a calculator to like do the math, but it's like, come on, Renee, you're starting school today. You could do this. So I guess you can either look at it as like 29 eyeshadow singles, or in total I guess I kind of have 9 eyeshadow palettes in my collection and like a little bit of singles, like 5 single eyeshadows, because that's math. That's like the average. But yeah, and it's even something that I want to get down. Like, I'm working to get this category down. I don't know if I'm actually trying to like get down to, I don't think I'm trying to get down to a certain amount, but I haven't been adding in just because I know how long it takes to use these up, and I want to get my money's worth out of it. So I think that's why I don't have that big of a collection, like an eyeshadow collection, because I've always looked at it like it takes so long, especially for me, to use eyeshadow. So why am I going to keep adding them when I have 7/9 eyeshadow palettes that are going to take me years to use up? And that's kind of how my mentality has always been, because I've never been like a super big like purchaser of like eyeshadow palettes, because to me they all like are repeated of themselves in one way or another. So I guess I saved myself a lot of money in that way when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. But I mean, I do have like my little downfalls with like lipsticks and like blushes and bronzers and foundations and concealers over the years, but you know, I've gotten it down to a good number. So eyeliners, I have a total of, did I say the 29 eyeshadows were $389? So that kind of beats the palette category. If I didn't, here it is now. I don't remember. This is what happens when I go off and ramble. For eyeliners, I only have 6 eyeliners. This is pencil, liquid, cream, and that totals for $68.50. I'm really happy with that. Actually working on to like getting rid of a couple of them, like by using them up. So $68.50, which I guess isn't bad. A lot of drugstore to like high-end, not luxury, but high-end. 1 mascara for $25. Pretty happy with that. If you are a avid follower, you should know what mascara that is. And you can probably go by looking at like my empties or like my end of the year empties. But kudos to you. If you are watching this and you want to comment like down below what mascara you know it is, like please do that, just so I know. I have loyal followers. And you know, even if somebody does comment and you're gonna go comment, just put it in. Let's just reinforce what mascara is like my holy grail mascara. Anyways, for eyebrow products, I only have 7 for $77. This is a combination of eyebrow wax, eyebrow gel, eyebrow powder, eyebrow pencil, pomade, just $187, working to get that down slowly but surely. I think the beauty about eyebrow products is like the powders will always last, like realistically, and then you just have to work everything else. So yeah, lips is the last section, I believe. So we have come to the end, and I have made this video longer than it probably should be, but you know what, if you like listening to me talk, I hope you enjoy it. So liquid lipsticks, not my favorite. Never super got into it. I mean, I did buy like quite a bit. I bought 10 actually. So 10 liquid lipsticks. I spent a total of $196, at least what I have right now. They're all have been higher end. So I have some Jeffree Star, some Cat Won't Vaccinate Her Kids, some Rihanna, and like an ABH one. I didn't say something witty for Jeffree Star. What is something witty for Jeffree Star? I don't know. I can't think of anything. Like Mr. Can't Retain Friends? Mr. Only Attracts Leeches as Friends? I can't come up with anything witty, but you know, that's all I'm gonna say for that. I don't want to get into drama, but yeah. 10 for $196. For lipsticks, this is kind of like the biggest category that I have like in my whole collection, and it's still like not a lot. I know some people have like 100 lip products, and I definitely do not have that. I have 30 lipsticks. 30 lipsticks, and these are bullet lipsticks, of course, for the amount of $469. So this is the biggest category in monetary value and I guess amount. And what's funny is that it takes me forever to go through lipsticks, that most often than not I end up decluttering them or passing them along to like family and friends. So yeah, I really need to not buy lipsticks, especially if like I have too many that I can't use and then I had to get rid of them because they're either went bad or about to go bad. So yeah, I need to work on that. For lip glosses, I only have 3. That category is worth $59. I'm not a big lip gloss person, and one of them is like the YSL tinted oil that I'm trying to use up this year. So that category would majorly go down as soon as that goes, I finish that up. And one of the lip glosses I don't even like, and it's a deluxe sample size, but I have to include it. So yeah. For lip liners, I only have 3. I have a red, a nude, and like a pink. And that total is $43.67. I feel like I don't need any more lip liners. And I would have included eyelash glue in this, but that's not technically makeup. And I do switch that out like when it needs to be switched out, so I didn't include that in here. But that should have been like my drum roll, but I don't know what it turned in. It kind of turned like the little pianos where you're like, anyways, I don't know why I'm like so energetic right now, especially when I'm talking. I think it's because I technically haven't filmed a video in a while. Like, you've been seeing a lot of pre-recorded videos. If you didn't catch the outfit repetition, it's because I'm glad I did have them, because I've been letting this happen, like grow out, because it looked really bad. Like literally I felt like I stepped out of a rom-com from like the early 2000s with like, because they straighten your hair to, or they straighten my hair to make sure it's even, because they can't do it when it's naturally like curly like this. And it was straight, and literally all I needed was like the little spaghetti strap like cami and like the little like neck scarf that they would wear, and then it literally would be like I was going to an early 2000s Halloween party. So yeah, that was very unfortunate. That was a very unfortunate day. Okay, so the total monetary amount of my inventory, my makeup inventory, is $2,810.03. And honestly, that's a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like barely like 1,000 or 1,200, but oh, I'm getting a call. Sorry guys, I had to take that phone call. It's my boyfriend. Anyways, so $2,810.03 is what my makeup inventory is worth. Kind of expected it to be around $1,300, $1,200 maybe. But yeah. So, but the thing is that I only have 137 items in my collection. So if you take 137 and divide that by 2,810, you get $20.51 per item. And that's kind of an expensive makeup collection for what it is, in my opinion, because that means, and I know I don't have that much drugstore in my makeup collection, and what can I say? This girl has nice taste. And I'm not saying the drugstore isn't nice taste, it's just that I don't know if it's just because I started off like in the very beginning with my makeup, it was all a drugstore, 1 or 2 high-end things, and it's just I've moved on past the point of like experimenting, so I wonder if that has to do with the fact that I just don't have very many drugstore. I mean, if every item is kind of like a $20.51 like estimate, that means I'm buying basically all of my things from either Sephora or Ulta, and basically I am buying all of my things at Sephora and Ulta. Only like certain things are drugstore, but like I don't know. And it's not like, it is my no buy year, it's not gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna try more drugstore products, but it's like I don't want to experiment anymore. I don't want to keep buying until I find like the next best drugstore item. I have so much items that it's gonna take me a while to finish, so it's like there's no point really in my eyes to go try to like replace some of these items with drugstore items. And by the time I get to the point where I feel like I need to purchase more makeup, which the only categories I see that happening is with my base products, because I feel like I'm gonna get through, if I only have 6 foundations, 6 concealers, and 6 powders, I feel like in a year I'm gonna like blow through, not the whole thing, but I'll blow through most of it, and eventually I'll have to repurchase that. And some of those items I do actually like from the drugstore, like the powder and the concealer, but other ones I'm like, no, I'd rather just stick with like the nice stuff, because like blushes at the drugstore aren't the greatest. Only like, and I know there's like cheaper brands that aren't necessarily like at your Walmart or at your Target, but I'm just not looking to buy like a lot of things really. So that's just how my collection is gonna be right now, how it's probably gonna be for a little while or a long while, until I feel like I need to buy something, or like I really need to like repurchase something, and you know, I'm okay with that, you know. What can I say? I don't know what else to say, but yeah. Have you done an inventory of your makeup? Do you know how much do you have? Do you know how much roughly you spent on makeup? Because I know I've spent more money, but this is just how much, like, in my collection, this is how much it's worth. Almost $3,000, and it's like, do you know what I'm gonna do with $3,000? So I wonder how much I spent like in my whole lifetime, and I actually don't want to know, because I have finished a fair amount. I've also decluttered a fair amount, and a fair amount has gone bad. So yeah, it's a good time to do a no buy year. It's a good time that I'm not buying as much makeup as I used to, because my life is slowly changing, and I can't wait to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it mostly in my no buy year update, because this change has happened in the last month where I really have to hone down, like grab my spending and like go like tick, 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 because I have a feeling this might go longer than just this year. But it's good, it's a good thing, and it's an exciting thing, and it's something that you will find out very soon, because the end of the month is literally around the corner. So that is all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!